All right, red light's on. We should be live. What's happening? Peace and friends, welcome to another live. Hopefully it's working here. I restarted the computer and the internet appears to be working better tonight. I think we're going. Y'all are going to have to let me know. Are we working? It's happening. Peace and friends. Another live. How are we doing? I see some evenings. Mr. Johnny Nelson. All right, looks like we're working. What's happening, Fish and Friends? Welcome to Saturday Night Live. Tonight, man, we're just taking it easy, talking fishing, Q&A. Be talking some DEBO Meetup here. But yeah, just taking it easy tonight. Give folks a little bit of time to get in here and see what's going on. Ralph. Whoops. Corey, what's up? Ralph just left California this morning, currently in Las Vegas. Oh, at Nellis. Cool. Maybe you'll get to see an UFO out there. Do want to thank all of the members, just like Rich, just like Ralph, just like Scott. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all swinging hard on the jig bite. I was swinging hard today on the old Texas rig bite, throwing the ribbon tail worm. I've kind of I've had a few decent days on the ribbon tail worm this year. It's been nice to get the worms back into it. Man, my toe itches. Got an itchy toe. Chris, Scott, Chris Russ in the house. What's up, buddy? Corey. All right, what's happening, guys, gals? Tonight, man, we're just talking fishing. I didn't have anything particular set up. I figured we just hang out on a Saturday night. Like I said, I will be talking about the hopping in to say hi, finish an episode. Okay, well, yeah, we don't want Mama mad at you. Go watch that, Chris. Get out of here. We'll be talking about the meetup. We will be having the DEBO meetup here next weekend. Should be a load of fun. Excited to meet some folks. What else? What else we got? What about all y'all? What have y'all been catching them on? T-rig in the heat. Yeah, it has been a little warm. I can't complain. We had a decent little stretch there where it wasn't too crazy. Went camping last weekend at my grandpa's farm. It was absolutely gorgeous. There was a chance I wasn't going to come back and just stay living out there on the farm and camp. It was damn nice. Until crazy storms come, and then I don't want to be camping out in a tent out there, but going heavy poppers tomorrow. Get them, dude. Yeah, I haven't I've had a couple days on the poppers. Y'all should see a video next week of a popper and crank video. But yeah, I haven't thrown the popper nearly as much this year as I did last year. I've kind of been trying to mix it up more. Definitely had a few frog days. It's kind of been a hodgepodge of days. Actually, the Bandit crankbaits, those have been doing pretty well this year. I've had a few good days on that. Texas rig, the worms. Yeah, it's kind of been a mix-up. Philip, I heard you're doing a meetup in Columbia. Yeah, South Carolina would be fun next year. Jermaine in the house. What's up, buddy? What else we got? What's going on for Saturday night? What are we doing? Dang, haven't been out in like a month, dude. Yeah, I know. I get how that goes sometimes. That's how it happens, man. What are you all up to? What about new gear? Is there any cool new gear that we're looking forward to? I feel like we've kind of beat the new gear, new lures to death with all the iCast talk. I did get the new Shimano MGL, the 150 MGL in hand. Finally got that one in. Feels pretty dang good. Not too many upgrades over the old one, but it was already a super solid reel. So going to be testing that out. I did just order the Daiwa Arid reel, the little Daiwa Arid 80. Excited to test that out because it's supposed to have the MagForce brakes. That was the whole big thing to that being at $100, $99, and they made a statement saying it's staying $100 firm. So It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if we'll see, because I think Shimano's prices are increasing here. We can check. I thought maybe like the 14th they're going up. I don't think that's happened yet, but I'm pretty sure Shimano's stuff is going up here, which stinks. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see the $99 reels. Okay, yeah, so they're still 99 bucks. The $99 aluminum framed reels around for much longer. So with that said, I am sharing, right? Yeah, I'm sharing. With that said, I know Daiwa, if we go casting reels, Daiwa, this is the one I was talking about. They just dropped. So these are available left and right hand on Tackle Warehouse. Of course, if you ever pick up anything over at the Warehouse of Tackle, if you use my link below, a little bit of that does come back to me. So I appreciate the heck out of anybody that does use the link. It helps. This is what I picked up. Now, upon inspection, I didn't notice this at first. I thought this was a whole new like deal, a whole new frame, whole new thing to it. I didn't realize it's basically the same as, you know, the CC or the CR. I think, what is the CR the cheapest one? Or CC? No, the CC is the cheapest one. So it looks to be basically the exact same thing as this. Same handles, all that stuff. And this was a good reel. I like this for a budget reel. This used to be $59, which stinks. It's now $79. But these just have the regular magnetic brakes inside of them. So with the new Arid 80, these have the MagForce brakes, so the good Daiwa brakes. So I'm interested to see, are they truly the actual MagForce brakes? It's got the long cast spool, which is the same spool as like the 150 and 200 have. So far, I have absolutely loved this reel. It's the 200 is the one I've been using for frogging. And it's been an absolute little workhorse, but I don't, does this show the spool? No, I don't think it does, but the spool just says LC long cast on it. I don't know what's different about it. I haven't dug in enough, but yeah, really liking those reels so far, the 150 and 200. What else? I'm trying to think. Any other gear? I do definitely want to try the new Tatula, what do they call it? The X or whatever, which is taking over the Tatula CT that will be retired, closed out. I think those people have been saying those are on sale somewhere. I think Shields or somewhere had them for like 99 bucks, I think, which is a great deal for those, the CTs. Aluminum frame. Let's see, did I pass it? What do they call it? I forget what they even call it now. The Tatula what? Yeah, Tatula X right here. So 150 bucks. It is aluminum framed. It's got the good, you know, the regular MagForce brakes, but it does have the hyperdrive. That's the big thing. And you can definitely tell a difference in the reels that they've put the hyperdrive in. Definitely a smoother, more, what would I say? I don't want to say refined. I guess just smoother, a smoother feel to it. You know, Daiwa's, in my opinion, best braking on the market, my favorite to use, but they weren't the smoothest. You know, Shimano has always kind of had that deal, and that's what the hyperdrive has done with that trickling down to some of these and like the Tatula 100 and that kind of thing, making them smoother. So it's interesting to see some of that stuff, not only with Daiwa, but with the other companies trickling some of that that other stuff down into the more budget-friendly reels. What do we got? I picked up a new pack of Yum Dingers. I like the Yum Dinger. Today I was throwing the Swimming Dinger. So I was watching a thing on Jason Christie. Of course, you know, he works with Pradco, sponsored by, you know, Booyah and all that. But it was an old spinnerbait video, and he was talking about the Swimming Dinger as his spinnerbait trailer. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I haven't thrown a Swimming Dinger. And let's just go to brands in forever. Like, you know, I had thrown them as just like a little Texas rigged deal, but I'd never thrown them as a trailer. And I honestly only had like a couple packs of them I'd really ever thrown. So I got some white ones just to try out. And I tell you what, they are a BA spinnerbait trailer. That's what I was using today. Thought they had that broken out differently. What's going on here? I feel like the Tackle Warehouse stuff changes every time I get on here. Here we go. So here, the Swimming Dinger, actually, that's the color that I had right there. I remember the day I was throwing those in a pond, that watermelon pearl, or like a baby bass color is what that, you know, mimics. But yeah, I was just throwing a regular old white one, pearl, silver flake on the back of a spinnerbait, and it doesn't show the back of it, but the tail is not very like wide. You know how a lot of paddle tails will have that big like wide boot to it, you know, like a big bottom. These are more like almost like a straight, like a, I guess, a skinny tail. So it doesn't have a bunch of like crazy movement to it. Throwing the 4-inch on it, I think I bit just a little bit of the front of it off and worked awesome as a spinnerbait trailer. So if you want something with just a little bit of kick to it, usually I like more of a straight tail, like the what's the fancy one that Rapala, like the Crush City. What is it? Not the why can't I never remember the name of those? Oh my gosh. You know, the super popular one through Rapala right now. What was it called? Everybody's throwing them. Not the Jerk. Freeloader. There we go. So throwing like a freeloader type thing as a trailer, a straight tail type deal. That's usually what I'm throwing on a spinnerbait, but a smaller paddle tail, something that's not going to overpower it, because then it'll make your spinnerbait run on the side. Let me know what questions y'all got here. Meetup. Let's talk Meetup here real quick. Let me get through comments and see. Anybody else putting together an order attacker or shot now? Ooh, that's fun. What are we doing? What are we picking up? Lettuce. Family's putting together order attack on pick up a Credge, many good colors for $3. Oh, the Credge. Yep, basically a jackal riser. I bought a couple of those and I wanted to try them as a fast twitch. So they're made to be, because Credge is jerk spelled backwards. So it's supposed to be a jerk bait that like glides backwards on it. But I wanted to try it like not necessarily the jackal riser, because that's like a topwater bait. But I wanted to fish it subsurface, almost like a walking bait. But I haven't thrown one yet. That was my idea. Never happened. Too many lures, not enough time. Tom, no, you did not miss the Meetup information. I'm going to go over that right now. I think I was just going through stuff. Ruben, up to 5 Daiwa bait casters. I'm not mad at that, man. I love me some Daiwa bait casters. Drop shot yum dingers works great. Yeah, I need to throw a wacky rig drop shot more. People have been telling me that. I just realized how dirty this hat is. My Lord. It's a dirty old Iowa hat. But throw a wacky rigged drop shot more. Am I getting the new Mangetsu? No. I would like to. It's a little bit expensive though. Looks like a sweet reel though, but I have not. Yeah, completely agree, Ruben. Cast right into the wind with them. That's why I like the Daiwa breaks so much. They are just on point. Absolutely on point. Corey, can't wait for the Meetup. Okay, well, let's just stop here. So Meetup information. So Fish and Friends, if you're in the Iowa region next weekend, so that is, what is that? The Friday the 16th, Sunday the 17th. So next Saturday, getting together here in southern Iowa. I know I had to pick a place where I thought we could camp. Camping stuff kind of went through the window. Next time we do this, I want to get like a lodge. I don't know if I could get enough, like if I could pay enough. The tough part is like, unless you know somebody, like paying all that, you know, you're looking at like $1,800 for some of these lodges. And it's like, I don't want to pay that if we're not going to have a bunch of people. So this year, what I'm doing for right now is, let me share the screen, stop sharing. I'm going to share this screen, an old Iowa map. Why do we have refresh in the middle of this? So good old Iowa. DEBO'S up here in the Cedar Rapids area. Where the hell are we here? Iowa City. DEBO'S up this area. We are meeting down here, southern Iowa. So by Keosauqua. I am sharing, right? Yes. So there's a lake here, which I don't know why it doesn't show this. Lake Sagima. This is what we're fishing. I think it's like 600, 700 acres, something like that. 500 acres, somewhere in there. Basically, 600 acre lake. It's got enough room to it. There's all kinds of stuff in it. Wood, rock, grass, a little bit of everything. So it should be a really fun place for us to fish. I am staying up here in Keosauqua. I got an Airbnb. Like I said, I was going to do the whole cabins. I was going to rent cabins. They're supposed to be like $70 a night, $60 a night. Talk to the cabin people. And for some stupid reason, because it's prime time, it's a week minimum. So if you're going to rent a cabin, you have to rent it for a week. So that all fell through. So I apologize. I was going to have cabins for everybody paid for, but it was too expensive right now to go with like a lodge thing. Now, depending on where we meet up, maybe I talk to some sponsors of mine or, to some other people, see if we can figure out somebody who knows. I would like to pay for a lodge where everybody is paid for next time. So I apologize. I couldn't do that this one. I really appreciate, the people offering to help and all that, but I didn't want people paying for this stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to get an Airbnb. You can come down if you find your own Airbnb, or if you find, a hotel, or if you got friends and family in the area, find a place to stay. I'm going to do all the stuff for everybody. So I'm going to have lunch Saturday. I'll have, sandwiches, chips, kind of normal stuff. So the plan is I'm going to get there super early Saturday to fish down here, do some fishing in the kayak. I don't know if Ralph will be there. I'll have to talk to him to see when he's getting in. But whoever's there super early, we'll kind of get together on the kayaks, hang out. We've got, I think, around like 14 people now coming, which is pretty crazy. I can't believe we've got that many. As people start trickling in, because people are going to kind of be coming in Saturday at different times. I know there's some people that are going to be fishing the bank. So, once people start showing up, I'll probably just dock the kayak, hang out with some of the bank folks, make sure everybody's situated, make sure people get here, can get together, eat lunch, and then figure out kind of plans from there to go fish. I figure we'll fish till probably about 6 o'clock or so. I'm going to get off the water and go back to my Airbnb there in Keosauqua, where I'm going to grill. So I'm going to, do probably just like brats, hot dogs, burgers for everybody, some sides. I rented an Airbnb. I already checked with them. They said it was okay. If we've got like 15 people hanging out, they've got a huge backyard with like a fire pit at the place that I rented. Very nice lady. I asked her ahead of time. She's like, yeah, that's fine. Just don't be, loud and crazy hoodlums. I'm like, no, I don't think we'll have any of those around. I said, we're not partying. I don't know if people are, going to be bringing their own adult beverages and stuff. I haven't drank for a year and 2 months. It was June, into May, June last year. So I did not partake in any of the dad pops or any of that. So I'll have just like water, Gatorades, that type of stuff. So really Saturday night will be the big meetup. I'm not going to go live next week. I was going to go live with like all the people there, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just all hang out, talk, and not worry about a live. So I'm not going live next Saturday, FYI. We'll all hang out, and then I figure we'll all get up Sunday. If people want breakfast, I'll get breakfast and cook it and stuff. If everybody wants to meet like at the lake or something, I might just make like a whole crap load of like breakfast burrito type things. It'll be simple ones with like, an egg and some bacon, ham, that type of stuff. I don't know what exactly, but do that. And then I figure we'll fish till, noon or whatever, and people can kind of start heading out. So that's what we've got planned for this one. Next one, I'm up for places if people want to do somewhere different. That's the plan for next one, is try to rent somewhere where everything is paid for everyone, as far as lodging. We can figure out the food situation and that stuff as we're there, but that's planned. So let me know if you're in the Iowa area, around that area, you're wanting to meet up with me. Hit me up on Instagram, or you can email me, DEBO'S Fishing, if you don't have Instagram, DEBO'sFishing@gmail.com, if you got questions and would like to come meet up with us. But that's what the plan is right now. So let me see what questions we have. Question: have you tried the new Pig Jigs frogs? I've not tried any of those. I do love Pig Jigs though. I just had his Moth Pig shirt on the other day, and was talking to a guy that walked by and said, "What in the world is your shirt?" So we had to talk about fishing. He didn't fish, so he didn't really understand it, but it was still funny. Let's see. Thoughts on the new Baits DC? That is definitely one I want to get, Mike. $200 for a DC reel. It's going to be Baits' first more affordable reel, which is funny at $200 being a DC for them to do that. But yeah, I definitely want to try that one. That one looks like a pretty sweet reel. Curious to see if a new Zillion will drop next year. Not sure that they can prove it. Yeah, that's still my favorite reel in the arsenal right now. Zillions. If I could have all Zillions, which they should be good. They're $300 reels. Let's see. Oh yeah, where was it? They were just at. Who was I talking to? Newton. They were just at Newton. What was it? Sprint cars or whoever? NASCAR was out at Newton. Was that last weekend or the weekend before? I'm not like big on going to the big races. I've been to a few of them. Like the little dirt tracks are fun, and it's not like because I don't know anybody that's racing. Like if I knew somebody that's racing, it would be a lot more fun. It's honestly just the atmosphere. Go there, get the food, hot dog, drink, some popcorn. I remember the fun thing was going to the demo derbies. You guys have ever been to those where you get in cars and run into each other until your car can't run anymore? Maybe it's a small Midwest deal, but going to that with my buddy and his dad was fun. I know my dad did demo derby stuff way back in the day, a few of them. So let's see what else we got. Throwing frogs and swim baits tomorrow morning. I'm addicted to the smallie bite. Yeah, I need to go focus smallies more. I need to find some more backwaters. Maybe I need to talk to some Iowa guys that know more of the backwaters around here, of like the Mississippi and stuff, to go smallie hunting. I did get on a bunch of spots the other day with the DEBO crank. How about that? Thank you like crazy heck for all the people who supported and picked up a DEBO Rusty Craw over there at LureNet. They sold out in like 9.5 hours. I think they said over at LureNet. Absolutely blew me away. Limited run. That was all the longer they lasted for. So y'all blew me away. I was like, crap, when I was working with them, doing the color and stuff, of course I thought it was cool. This is going to be sweet, but I'm like inside, I'm thinking, God, what if these don't sell? What if LureNet sits on these for like 6 months and they can't sell these? But, wow, I can't thank you all enough for the support. I will say, I know I'm not supposed to say anything, but there will be one more custom coming soon. And if you've paid attention to my Instagram, you might be able to guess what it is. And I've already had a pretty good day on it. And I've honestly not thrown it because I've wanted to throw it this fall, but I did have one good day on it already. So it's coming. Another custom. Philadelphia to Keosauqua. Yeah, not going to make it. I know. Sorry, buddy. I wish I could fly. I wish I was that rich. I could just fly everybody out and be like, hey, who wants to come out and just fly everybody out and have a sick cabin we could all stay at? Man, that would be awesome. Would you need an Iowa fishing license? Yes. If you're fishing in Iowa, you do need a fishing license here in Iowa. We're not going to get into fishing license trivia. Don't worry. We're not going to touch on that. John, I think DEBO's the only friend I have in Iowa. Yeah, most people can't even point to Iowa on a map. Just remember we're the heartland. Thank the farmers here. Saturday mornings when you're going to get here. Okay, cool, Ralph. Well, just keep me in touch and let me know. I might just get out super early and fish for like 3 hours. Get here at like 5:30 or get there at like 5:30. Fish for 3 hours, film, and then whenever people get here, just hang out, film, and have fun. I'm excited. I am going to do also for members. I'm going to do a members only behind the scenes, just talking with people, shooting the crap with folks, hanging out. But I do want to have that as a members only. Just bought a Corrado DC. Can anyone recommend a good line to use? Don't want to use braid. Chris, I would say for an all around 15-pound fluorocarbon, pick your favorite fluorocarbon. I use P-Line Tacticals, my favorite. You could go with Seagar and Vizex is a good one. Sunline, what is it? Sniper, is that the middle one? I think that's the middle one. But yeah, get a good fluorocarbon, in my opinion, is the best all around. Unless you want to do top water and stuff, then you need braid or mono. But Dustin might drive over with the boat. Hell yeah, dude. Come on over and fish Sagima. Hopefully I can get my bandits signed. I will sign your bandits. Those might decrease the value of them having my scratch signature on it, but let's see. I know lots of people saying wish they could go. I know. Oh, biscuits and gravy for breakfast. Yeah, that's a lot of cooking and crap. I should do biscuits and gravy, but I want to have something easy because I don't think everybody's going to want to come over to the Airbnb and meet up because I know there's people staying kind of all around the area. Maybe. I guess we'll see what everybody wants to do that night. But oh, it's 100 miles for you, really? Yeah, you're in. Let's see, what part of Illinois? South, mid-south Illinois, is that right? Jim will go if somebody can pick him up North Florida. Anybody coming from Florida on the way? We do have a gentleman coming from Texas. So driving, I don't remember what he said, 15 hours, I think. It's going to be his little vacation getaway. So that's pretty crazy. We've got, I think, 5 people coming from Minnesota, a bunch of Iowa people. I want to say 1 Wisconsinite. I don't remember everybody else, but yeah. Our Lose Speed Spool LFS and Daiwa Tattoo, a good combo to get. It's going to be my first bait cast. Our Lose Speed Spool LFS and Daiwa. Oh, so are you talking about a Tattoola rod? If you're talking about the Tattoola rods, absolutely. I've been putting the Frog rod to work as my Texas rig rod. Dude, I love it. It is. I can't put the finger up on top. I know I've talked about this. My little sissy Debo fragile fingers. I just hate hard, like metally reel nuts. But I've just been leaving my finger underneath it, and the rod feels really good. Really, really like it. Well, they used to be $150. When I got it, it was $150. I think now they went up to $170, but still sick rods. I think they're well worth the money. And yeah, I've honestly liked my Lose LFS, the newer one. The only thing is I don't feel like the drag is as strong. I need to take it apart. It could be an over-greased issue. It could have been like an oil issue if they got too much oil in it. I don't know. Or if it's just that, I don't know. I need to test it more. But I mean, still cast well, still a solid little reel, aluminum frame reel. Absolutely. Yeah, I know. I just don't know any of it. I'm not a river guy. I'm not a river angler. I just love the small lakes around here. That's kind of what I grew up fishing. So I need to go out with somebody on that. Search all around. Have you used the 6 Sense pond hopper bags? If not, the only 6 Sense thing I've got recently is, which I will tell you is awesome, and I highly recommend it if you do your own reel maintenance, and it is the mat. So I filmed a video. I filmed a couple videos the other day, actually. One of actually this reel. And if you hear it, listen to it now. Nice and smooth. The Tattoo Elite that I had was dry. I had dunked it a few times. So I had to take it all apart, clean it. But if you're doing your own reel maintenance, they have a mat. So under accessories, I guess, maybe. Oh, yeah, right here. Highly recommend this. So it's like a rubbery, I don't know, what's it say it's made out of? Some sort of rubber, non-slip. It's like a silicone rubber mat. These little things are magnetic, but it's got little compartments. These things are all kind of divided up. Yeah, there you go. So you can see these have like little compartment deals. So for taking your reels apart, I absolutely love it. I think it is a great deal. Yeah, it shows the little magnetic deals there. $30. Maybe you say that's a little bit too expensive, but I like just having one. If you spill any oil or grease, wipes right up off this. So nice just to have your own little mat. That's really the only 6 Sense thing I've had or used lately. Swamp or the popping swamp. Do you also use the Swamp Lord popping frog? Yes. Check out my recent video. Just like what? Not last video, but the one before. I was throwing a Swamp Lord, the popping one. Caught a bunch of fish. Yeah, I know. They sold out in like 9 hours, dude. I could not believe it. I'm sorry. I know there was a lot of people that hadn't got back to replying yet, but I saw things popping up saying, oh, they're already sold out. I know. I'm sorry, but there is another custom coming soon. Very soon here. Hey, Mr. Mike Dove. What's up, buddy? Chief Dove. Lose Custom. Tom says, I want to try the Lose Custom Pro bait caster with a braid to fluorocarbon leader. The Daiwa T-Wing snags for. Yeah, the T-Wing is not great for a braid to a leader. even though the T-wing opens up, it still gets kind of caught in there. I personally don't like braid to leader on my bait casters, so it's not an issue for me, but yeah, I could see that. Hoping to be there around 7 a.m. Corey's coming here. You can see he's a Hawk fan. Good thing. If you were an Iowa State fan, I'd tell you a different lake that we're fishing. Oh yeah, you like Iowa State? Oh yeah, we're actually over fishing Northwest Iowa, Okoboji. See you over there at 7. Let's see. Can you get a day license? Yeah, you can get a day. I don't know if they have like multiple days. But yeah, I think you would just have to get like a day or a 3-day, whichever they have here. I don't know. Debo, can I use 30-pound braid for crankbait or should I stick with 10-pound fluoro? So interestingly enough, this is one thing I've wanted to test more. Braid to a leader. I don't know many guys. There's a couple guys like I've heard talk about it, but it's kind of frowned upon to use braid as a crankbait, right? There's no stretch to it. Who would do that? Well, the whole thing with some of these, like, and I'm not a deep crank guy, so let me preface that. But on throwing some of these longer casts and stuff, as I've messed with it more, especially if you like a softer rod, there's so much stretch in it. I always wonder if it would benefit to use braid to a leader more. Now, if you're shallow cranking, I would just stick to straight fluoro, but I have pondered messing with that more, braid to a leader on some of that. Costco gravy. I hate that they only made 12 of them. Yeah, I made it sound like a big deal that they sold out that quick, but yeah, took that long to sell out 12 of them. Little Rich, holy smokes, 20 bomb. I'll drink to that. Thanks, brother. $20 for the s'mores. There is a fire pit there too. She said there's a fire pit we can use in back if we all want to sit around that and hang out. I need to, I think I'll throw my bag boards in there. We can throw bags. Oh, I'll tell you, I'm pretty good at bags, though. If anybody wants to challenge me, you're probably going to get your butt kicked. Rich, I appreciate that a bunch, my man. Just joined making deliveries in Los Angeles in a semi. Well, David, be safe, brother. But thanks for joining in to say hey. Oh, look at that. We got fishing license trivia right here, Lucas. Iowa, non-resident, $12, 3 days, 2050. There you go. There's the answer. So $20 for your 3-day. Let's see. People talking rods and reels, what to get. Just caught a 4-pounder on the spinner bait. Heck yes. Glad you went out tonight. Yeah. I know it's always those days where you're like, man, dude, should I go or not? And I feel like it's always those days where I pondered or I almost, wasn't going to go out. Something happened. It's like, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Even if you don't go out and catch stuff, like it has to be a pretty bad day for me to be like, I wish I wouldn't have even went out today. The day I flipped the kayak, arguably one of those days I probably should have not went out. But I learned from it. Now everything's tethered. Oh, that's another thing. Fish and friends, does anybody know somebody who has a transducer, an old one that they're not using perhaps, that they would like to sell to Debo for a Lowrance, what is it? Hook. Let me see here. Can I find Lowrance hook? I think I have the Lowrance Hook 9. It's an older one. Lowrance Hook Reveal. That's not it. So anyway, I have the older Lowrance. I think it's the Lowrance Elite Hook 9 or something like that. That's not it. I'll have to go look. I don't remember which one I have. Anyway, I tried resetting it. I tried unplugging it, plugging it back in. And it appears that, unfortunately, when I was camping last weekend, I took it out early Saturday morning, was unloading it off the truck, and I have, a bed extender. I thought I was on there good enough, and I went around to the back of it to move it, and the nose of it fell down, and I'm guessing my transducer, which is like just up even with the hole, just barely past it, I'm guessing the transducer popped down and hit and broke. So now only like half my transducer side works, side imaging, and down imaging does not work at all. So if anybody has one for cheap, otherwise I'm probably just going to have to splurge and get a new one. I've already wanted a new one anyway. I just hate to throw that screen out and not have it go to use. But if anybody has one, if you know anybody that's got the hookup on that kind of stuff, let me know. They have those 6 cents mats at a local tackle shop near me, so I've seen it in person. Looks, yeah, they're handy if you do a lot of your own reel work. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's not going to guarantee that your spring or one of those little E-clip things doesn't go flying. I think they call those the oh crap clips, because as soon as you go to take it out and it goes shooting across the room, you go, oh crap, my clip. Let's see. Dustin, I had a 20-pound sack today. Smashed the 3.5 to 4 pounders. Damn, dude. Cranking it on a jig. That's a damn fun day. I had a decent day throwing the worm. I had a couple over 3. One was like 2.5. So what? 6, 7, 8, 12.5, like 13-pound day for some dummy in Iowa. That's a decently fun day. Let's see. Caro in the house. What's up, Caro? Thanks. Yes, reminder, give a thumbs up. It's free if you like the lives. Doesn't cost anything. Helps out the old DEBO live. Yeah, I had a bunch of people, a bunch of regulars say that, Mike. I know it's I can't, put it somewhere to get everybody, but we're starting small here in Iowa. Maybe we'll do a bigger meetup somewhere. I would like to go, when there's people already going to be going to like the classic. I think I might go to the classic next year. Would be a fun one, because I think it's, where is it? Wait, is next year the one where's the classic next year, Fish and Friends? I thought I read it was somewhere close. Bassmaster Classic 2026. Is it Knoxville? Yes, that's what I thought. No, it wasn't somewhere close, but the reason I was thinking that is I bet I can hit up old Bass Geek, figure out what he's doing for it, and we could hang out, because I've wanted to meet old Hankinator. So we'll have to see next year. I'd like to do that. Next year, I'm definitely going to iCast, is going to be my getaway. Have the wife and my girls meet me out there afterwards, and maybe we'll do a little short vacation. But those are the two plans. So I was thinking maybe for the classic next year, we could have like a meetup. Anybody going to the the classic, we can hang out and stuff. Maybe spend an extra day. I don't know. Have to figure all that out. But that was my thought. Ray, what's a good budget 6 or 6 gear crankbait reel? It's like a 6-speed crankbait reel. A good 6-speed. I mean, really, it's wide open for that. If you're not doing super deep cranking, I don't think you need anything special. Reels have gotten like so much better these days. The reason people were going to the slower reels, and back then it was a little bit different as far as like cranking power and torque. I mean, now you can shallow crank with a 7-speed, no problem. But a good 6-speed, I would say like a Tattoo 100. I love those reels for a do-it-all. If you like Shimano, I would say like the Tattoo 150. Or if you don't need to cast super far, or if you're not like doing super deep where you need a big huge spool, the SLX MGL 70, I think, is a sleeper reel in their lineup. Casts a whole ton of different lures at $150. It's probably my favorite reel at that price point. Lucas, we're all Iowegians, Debo. Yes. I root for State to win, but the Iowa game, go Hawks. Yes. Go Hawks. Skyler, what's up, buddy? Hey, Debo, what's up? Yeah, no braid to crank unless you have the right equipment. Yeah, I know, but for longer casts, I don't know, something I want to try messing with. Oh, yeah, bags is cornhole, sorry. So bags, funny enough, so we started playing bags like way back in high school, so I'm dating myself here. I graduated in 2002. I know, I'm an old dog. But back in 2000, we started playing it, and it was super big, popular then, but it was bags. Like that was the thing everybody was playing around, was bags. They're a little bit smaller board, and they're a little bit closer together. Then cornhole took over and like was everywhere. That's a slightly like bigger sized board. And I want to say those are what, 35 feet apart. Is that right? Let me look here. Is it 40? Cornhole, they're spaced farther apart. Let me see. Cornhole board distance. 27 feet's regulation? No. Is that real? 27 feet apart. I was thinking it was 30. Yeah, bags was 20 feet apart. So a little bit further apart, a little bit bigger board. But yes, cornhole, same thing. Beanbag toss. Yes. Let's see. Yes. People talking about what they're throwing. I think you have the hook 7. No, it's the 9. I have the 9. I'll have to go look what it is though. It's got the side and down. It's not expensive, but let me know if anybody knows. Email me or hit me up on Instagram. I need to post on Instagram and see if anybody can help me out. But if anybody's got a used one they don't need. Let's see. Mike caught a 5-pounder on a Nico worm. Anyway, Dakota, I can't see who got him, but thank you, buddy, for the memberships. I appreciate that. Dakota, are you here in Iowa? Are you coming? I haven't seen you on the list. I thought you were an Iowa guy with me. Why aren't you getting over here next weekend? Or maybe you are, and I don't remember. Oh, right here. I spoke too soon. Couldn't make it to get together. Dang it. You mean you couldn't get together? Whatever plans you got, cancel them. Just kidding. Thank you, though. I appreciate the memberships. Let's see. Knoxville. Yeah, the races are going on. We live, there's a raceway just down from us. And I love sitting out there Friday nights listening to the races. Excuse me, just on our back porch, you can hear them going out there or sitting on my garage. I love that sound. Ruben, I was wondering that too. And is it just the price that, $1,000 to get into a live scope? Is it just that people are like, well, if I'm already spending $1,000, I might as well get the, the bigger, better one? Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't been more talked about as well. You know what I would really like to have on mine is the Mega 360, the thing that does the sonar. I don't really care about as much about being able to see bass and like live and like focus them on the scope and like watch them come up and eat it. From the kayak, I just want to know exactly where the thing that I'm fishing is at and being able to keep it in view. That's why I think that like the Mega 360 would be amazing on a kayak. Unless I had a motor, one of the motor ones where you can spot lock, but I feel like you're moving so much in a kayak, it would kind of be hard unless you had all the fancy stuff to keep you locked in to do a live scope. I caught a big today. It was throwing up mud and pulling drag. Couldn't keep him from making it to a tree. Oh no, heartbreak. I'm sorry, Lucas. Carol's going to the Classic. Hell yeah. Carol, maybe I can meet you there. It'd be an honor. Go to meet Hank. Came to ICAST, had dinner with him and Mike. Oh, awesome, dude. Got to meet him at ICAST. Yeah, I want to hopefully get together with him and anybody else in the area. I just know Hank would for sure be down for whatever, if we're staying together somewhere. I don't know how far he is from Knoxville. Kind of inviting myself to his house, kind of crappy of me, I know. I'd pay for gas and stuff to hang out. Tatula 150 is a sleeper. Dude, even the old one, I was throwing that all day today. Dude, and that was like my favorite do-it-all reel, the Tatula 150, as far as like a beat up, not gonna, aluminum frame, aluminum handle side plate, just a tank of a reel. Doesn't do like, it's not like the longest casting. I'm not going to say, but like you can skip with it, cast into wind with it. It's just a great do-it-all. Great. Wish I had the nerve to cruise the river solo. Ruben. Yeah, that's another thing too, is like on those big rivers, I'm not comfortable going on to like a big, part of the Mississippi or somewhere like that in the kayak, especially in my kayak. Just today, Chris and I went out today. We were at a lake that has a ton of wood to it and just drifting with the wind because it's pretty windy out, probably, I don't know, 12-mile-an-hour wind, something like that. But drifting sideways, and you'd hit those stumps that are like just a few inches under the water, and I would get like, what do they call it? Stuck up on top of them. Man, that is dicey. I couldn't imagine in the river. I see why, when people say, "Oh, I'm hit the river," I go real light without a bunch of stuff. I can see why, because I feel like that could get dicey pretty quick. I do also want to go. There's a dude I work with. I need to hit him up because we're going to do a creek walk. I would like to do that. There's a creek that he knows and fishes. Take like an ultralight, maybe a couple rods, and go throw around on that. Yeah, people, yes, we're still talking about beanbag toss. Yep, bags or cornhole. Yep. Can't find bearings for my old Calcutta CT100. I guarantee, hit up Scott over at Spool Speed. Super nice guy. If you take it out and show him the measurements, I guarantee he has whatever bearings you need. Super nice guy. Hit him up. Tell him Debo sent you. He's a good cat. Him and Bambi. I believe his wife's name's Bambi. Hit him up. Nice folks. It's called sounds like something behind the barn. Yeah, what is it? Deliverance. Get the dueling banjos going. Is that what pops into mind? I wish there were more round bait casters on the market. Man, I remember I used to have, it was one of an old Quantum one. I remember I wanted one of the round Abu ambassadors so bad. One of my dad's buddies had one, and that was like the Cadillac of reels, like way back in the day. This would have been like 90s. But I finally got a round Quantum one. That wasn't anything, crazy expensive or anything, but I thought it was hot crap when I got that. I was like, yeah, this is sweet. Telling you, go with the Tattoo 150. It can do it. Completely agreed. It's a great do-it-all reel. Horseshoe tournament. Man, you don't hear people playing that much anymore. We used to play washers. I remember my uncle playing washers. I never played it, but they had it's like a round or a board thing with like a round. I don't know if they used a coffee can or something like that, but you threw washers, kind of the same deal to it. That was big back in the day. God, it's crazy. I get to feeling super damn old. Just talking with Grandpa last weekend. We went out and went fishing. Me and my grandpa got in the boat, his boat. Damn fun time. Think we're going to get down there again. I don't know if we're going to get down there this month, but for sure September, I want to take him out again. I need to get him a new ultralight because his old ultralights were little worse for the wear. So I want to surprise him, get him an ultralight combo. But yeah, we went out and had a good time. Hopefully we can catch some. I caught all bass, but next time try to focus on panfish and crappie and do a little fish fry. I miss doing that. My uncle used to live on what was it? Was it the Mississippi he lived on? Or Missouri? I don't remember. What would that have been? I think that was the Mississippi. But anyway, he had a river house, the ones on the big stilts. In case it floods, it's way up, in the air. I don't know, 15 foot, whatever they were. But we would do fish fries there for like the family reunions. And I just remember the fish there was so damn good. Oh, I miss those. Dakota's in Iowa City. Have to work, unfortunately. We're busy. Oh, I get it, man. I get it. Have 80 hours next year. Count you in. All right, dude. I'll hold you to it. Hank's 2.5 hours from Knoxville. Oh, damn. Well, if he's down in the area, he wants to get an Airbnb. I'd go halvesies with him. That'd be fun. Do a live with old Hank. Nitro Husker. Cash-in Z2 jerkbait rod just showed up. Nice. I wanted to get one, and those things are sold out all the time. Luckily, I got some super early, but I've been a big fan of them. Like them a lot. Cash-in's doing some good stuff. Air quality is fine right now. It was foggy, hazy. That earlier in the week, we had the damn Canadians sending their fire smoke down to us. Yeah, I shouldn't say that because it's not a laughing matter. It's horrible. But yeah, I think it was from there. Was there somewhere else too? Colorado or somewhere had fires, but no, I didn't notice it today. It seemed fine. Creek wading is the best. Yeah, it's something I've never ever done, so that's why I want to go with him. I've got some shoes for it finally. Go do some of that. Greg in the house. What's up, buddy? Greg better be there next week. Are you camping, Greg? You said you're going to make it one day, right? Better, damn it. Paddle faster. I hear banjo music. Yeah, say a couple for prayers for Gamps. He's still doing okay right now, right? Nothing changed. I know last he said he was home. It's been kind of a slow deal, but yeah, it sounded dicey there for a while, man. Damn, that is scary. You never know, how lucky you can be sometimes. And then, like he said, he's lucky he didn't go up to that tournament because, he was feeling light of breath and said he didn't feel right and went in. Yeah, he had to, if you haven't heard, Gramps had to have a freaking quadruple bypass. So yeah, I had to cut him open and put new valves in, and gosh, yeah, wishing Gramps speedy recovery. I hope all that goes way quicker than what he's thinking, because I think he said like hopefully he's getting out to fish by like next spring. I'm like, oh man. And then he's got like a hernia surgery too, he said. So he still has to have that surgery once he gets over the heart stuff. My gosh, Gramps, thoughts and prayers up for you. That is, I don't wish that crap on anybody. Amazon has the transducer for 143 new. I would do that. I'll have to go look. I'll look and see which one I have, and I'll look on Amazon. Speaking of Amazon, now I feel like this is one of those, like when your buddy got into the wacky tobacco a little bit too much, back in the day, and it's like midnight and you're all up talking about stuff. It's like, man, you ever think about, I totally had one of those days. I'm not into the wacky tobacco. I've never done any of that stuff. Not my deal. Had lots of friends that did it, but I totally had a moment like that today where I was driving home because I went to O'Reilly's and I went to AutoZone to get a windshield wiper fluid pump because it went out on my truck. Checked it, wasn't making the sound. 98% sure that's what it is. Took the wheel guard felt thing off from the wheel deal, got to it, figured out where it's at. Was going to order it there. They said, oh, we could have it to you by next Friday. I'm like, what? I ain't waiting a week. I want it now. And they were going to charge me like $35. Went on Amazon, can get it tomorrow for $11. Exact same frickin' part. And then I got to thinking, like, how spoiled are we living in the US that we can just get stuff in like a day or 2 days from Amazon? Like, dude, it just boggles my mind. Like, setting that up, I don't know. I totally had one of those moments. Still just blows my mind thinking about like how much work went into that. And like all around the country, like you could just get stuff in a day or two. I don't know. Little things like that sometimes boggle my mind. But anyway. Oh yeah, Dakota, absolutely, dude. Let me know. If you're free, I would love to. Let's go out on the kayaks. Let's plan that for sometime. I am absolutely down, my dude. Let me know. Hit me up on the grams. Ooh, here's one. Yeah, we haven't got into much this or that's crazy questions. If you had to use only one manufacturer for plastics forever, which would you choose? Oh, that's tough. I think we've kind of talked about this before, and I think I would have to stay on. I know everybody's going to hate on it, but I think I'd have to go Berkeley. They've got everything you need. They have the best scent in the game. Berkeley Power Bait. I think I'd go Berkeley. They got pretty much everything you need. Worms, swimmers, manners. Yeah, Strike King. I would say Strike King. I'm just thinking in terms of like a company that has everything you need, right? I'm not saying it's my favorite, but if I'm going for utility here, I pick one. Probably be Berkeley. But I know Strike King is a big one. Or if you have your favorites, something like Reaction Innovations, man. I love the the Pocket Rocket, their version of the stick bait, and the Little Dipper, Skinny Dipper, their paddle tail. That's tough. That's a tough one when you start penciling yourself into only a this or that type deal. Mike, I'll be at the Classic in Knoxville. Have a place. All right, dude. Well, I will hit you up if I don't have anybody, or if we're trying to figure out plans, what's going on. Would love to meet up down there and talk, dude. The impossible question. Okay, never mind, Debo. If I can't find the bearing, I will email you for his number. Oh, just hit him up on Instagram. It's speeds or spool speed. I always say speed spool, loose speed spool, spool speed. Hit him up on Instagram. Him and Bambi, I think, are the only two that run it all. Yeah, just tell him Debo sent you. He'll take care of you. He's a super nice dude. He'll probably have you take, I'm assuming you have the bearing out. He'll probably have you take like a caliper on it, or if you don't have a caliper, put it on like a, a tape measure. He'll probably know from looking at it too. He's super good with all that stuff. So yeah, good dude. Let's see. Debo, what is the name of hooks? Debo, what is the name of hooks you use on tubes? So I now, which is opposite of what I used to do, I only fish a stupid tube now because it's weedless. And I use there's stupid lures or stupid tubes, whatever the hell, secret lures that makes like the stupid tube head. They've got one. Big Bite Baits has one, but it's essentially just a tube hook that is like kind of an EWG style. So I used to throw tubes back in the day, but I always threw an open hook. But now going with a tube jig like that, I think you can just do stupid tube right there. Yeah, secret lure, stupid tube, something like that. They've got the HD, which is a heavier wire. There's a whole bunch of them out there. I think they coined the stupid tube jig head or whatever. But if you go to like jig heads and look up, because I think it's like tube jig heads here. So there's a bunch of them. There's Trocar's got one. You just want to get the one with like an EWG where it's almost in line with the eye. That's the stupid tube. So if you get one like this, I suppose you could make it work that way, but where the hook is up straight like this, that's more of like an exposed hook deal. So Cast again, they have them, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of them out there. Any of this type. You want some of them with rattles in them? Look at that, fancy rattle ones. There you go, all kinds of goodies. I don't know if Mike's still in here. I do have to shout out Mike for teaching me the stupid tube speed reload. That is money, absolutely money. So you don't have to cut your tube jig off every single time. He taught me that when I got to fish with him up in Minnesota. BFS, new BFS setup. Yeah, I haven't got the BFS stuff out much this year. I need to do just a whole BFS day. Hey, there's Jim. I tried to get Jim in here tonight, but he was working late. Once the days get shorter, Jim, get in here. Let's do a live sometime soon. I know you've got some new. Jim, do you have anything cool? What's your favorite thing you're looking to try out that you have either new or is on the way? Okay, people talking their brands. Berkeley, OSP, X Zone, Berkeley. There's lots of good ones out there. Partial, Big Bite Baits. Yeah, we're lucky. We have all kinds of different brands, types, and stuff to choose from. Use the Trocar tube hooks, Berkeley power bait. Oh yeah, that's another good point too. Yeah, if you don't want to use a stupid tube jig head, you can just rig it, with a Texas rig like an EWG hook and just put a weight over it, just like you would a Texas rig craw or worm. Fish your tube that way. Yeah, flip it and pitch it. Yum. Yeah, see, Yum was another one too, again, for versatility and price, especially if like I'm not sponsored, if I'm not getting thousands and thousands of free plastics from somebody, if I'm out buying it, man, you gotta think money too, because Berkeley stuff, it seemed like has gone up, especially the what do they call the fancy power bait stuff? Maxent? That stuff has really gone up. Like what has, I was looking at something the other day and I was like, you got to be kidding me. The Maxent is that much? What was, oh, the stank bug. Really like the stank bug. Cool bait. However, it's like a one and done like deal. They're really soft, which I know that's always a trade-off, action to softness. But I was looking to grab some and I think those are like, I don't know, $8 a pack. Is that right? But I did grab another one because I really like the tan croc color they have in that. I think they knocked that one specifically out of the park. Berkeley. They have craws, soft baits, creatures, craws. Here we go. Yeah, $9.99. What? That is crazy. They were on sale. I think they were 20% off too. So, yeah, this color, cold blue tan, looks just like a molting little fragile crawfish that comes out there, like that little white tannish newly hatched out from their, I shouldn't say hatched out, broke out from their old exoskeleton. Really, really good color. Looks really neat in the water. But yeah, dude, $10. What? And I don't think it's just that. I think it's any of the Maxent stuff. I mean, Little Trooper, $9.99. Let's go back. What are like, oh, flatworms. What were flatworms? Everybody was all over the flatworms for smallies. The General, $5 to $9.99. Crazy. Great baits. It's just ridiculous how expensive some of these things are getting. I guess it'd be a worm, wouldn't it? Sea flatworm. Yeah, $3 to $9.99. So $9.99 is like the normal price, and they have like special ones that are on sale. Super deal. Cinnamon purple. Super deal. $3 for those. Hey. What you there? But anyway, yeah, I'm old. Things are getting expensive. I remember in my day, I used to spend 25 cents on a bottle of pop. So what's your thoughts on the fuzzy dyes? I've not even tried any yet, dude. So Adam over at STG Custom Lures, if you haven't followed him, super nice guy. I owe him a number of painted custom baits, some swim baits and stuff for all the stuff he sent me, but he sent me a pack. Do I have one? No, I just had it the other day. He sent me a little gift pack of stuff to make your own dice because Epic Baits makes a dice mold. So you can make your own like little square dice, and then you just put the, the silicone strands in it. He sent me a bunch of those. I need to get them out, but I've not fished any dice baits yet. Haven't hopped on the dice train. Everett, what's up, buddy? Grass cut and boat ready for a morning trip with my daughters. Awesome, dude. Have fun. It's always a good feeling when you get the grass cut. I cut it Friday when it was like heat index 110, something like that. It was a little warm out. I was pretty sloppy, swampy, sweating after, but oh, not sure. Okay, well, no worries, Greg. I thought you were wide open and that was good to go. No worries, dude. No worries. If not, I know where to find you. We'll get together this year again. Yeah, $9 a pack for worms, dude. That is crazy. They're good, but you like the crud craw better. Been a great flipping docks. People talking about lakes, lures. DEBO, vintage fisherman. DEBO, how would you fish hydrilla at a pressured lake? I don't know. You're fishing from the bank, right? So I don't know. It depends. Depends on what all you can get into. I'm talking edges of it if I can. This time of year, I'm not sure like what all the different grasses are and when they go out. Because like we have multiple lakes that were just choked this spring. You couldn't even fish them. They were so choked. And we went to one of them today where all of that dies back, where it's that springish to early summer weed stuff that dies out. But early in the year, I'm fishing above it if I can, finding the real good green stuff. Later in the year, as it dies off, if I can find those hard edges, but from the bank, it's kind of tough. It just depends on what you have access to. The Magnum D worms, $9.99 per pack. Yeah, Ollie's. Everybody always talks about finding good stuff at Ollie's as well. But yeah, Walmart stacked up. Craig's Gander. Yeah, I miss old Gander Mountain. Oh, right there, William. Ollie's is another one. Yeah, we don't have any Ollie's around here, but really hard to say if you can only use one soft plastic brand. I know that's a tough deal. The yummy takeover of the farewell baits might be the best deal in plastics. I'm not sure what that means, Dustin. Is it the yum takeover? Are you going to drop shot some? I need to. Like I said, I've got some of those that I can make. I need to just throw it. I just haven't thrown any of them. That's all I've got is some of those. I actually made some of my own too. Was just taking pieces of when I was out making baits, shooting baits. What was I making? Swim baits and something else I was shooting out there. Oh, little Ned rig deals. When I was making my own rattle Ned rigs, I was just taking the sprue and cutting it into like a little like dice looking like a round dice, putting stuff in it. So I've got some. I just need to try them. Yeah, swim jig is a great way to fish that hydrilla grass stuff. Swim jig, Texas rig of some sort if you can get to the edges of it. As much as I hate to say it, but it's more of like the boat kayak thing, drop shot. I think that might be the next video next week, or it'll be a video next week, but that's what I was using, throwing the drop shot on the edge of a grass line, and it was working. It was catching them. Oh yeah, that could be another really good one. Z-Man for all your soft plastic needs, especially for durability. Yeah, it depends if you're going large or small too. What brand maybe? Accent hand down the best for smallies. Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. Autocorrect. Yeah, Yum takeover of the Jean LaRue. I can't even autocorrect my own talking. Jean LaRue baits might be the best deal in plastics. Yeah, they've got. They just kind of slipped that in there because I noticed they had a couple baits come out, and I was like, wasn't that? Because it was like the Biffle bug, and there's another one. I was like, weren't those Jean LaRue? What's going on with that? So yeah, they absorbed into Yum or whatever. What else? What else we got for questions, comments? Just over an hour here. I figured we'd hang out, talk meetup, talk fishing, questions. What else we got? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm excited to use coming out, or if there was a lure I was talking to somebody about. What was it? I forget what it was. I was just talking to somebody that said, hey, you should throw this, and it got me on a whole different sidetrack thing of, I don't remember what it was. Yeah, that's the thing with Walmart is, yeah, it depends on what kind of Walmart you have, because some of them have like nothing. I have seen that stopping at some random Walmarts along the way. If you could collab with any major bait company, who would it be, and what hard or soft bait would you try to improve in their lineup? Ooh, damn good question. If I could collab with any major bait company, who would it be, and what hard or soft bait would you try to improve? Gosh, I have no idea. I have never thought about that. What's a bait that I love that I would try to improve? I think the hard part is you find a bait that you really like because it works so well. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know who it would be. I'm honest. Because a lot of the baits I love because they already work good and they catch fish for a reason, right? A company that I could collab with. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Trying to think. Well, like the only bait that I can think of that I still stand behind has a cool, different action to it, different sound, is the Z-Man Hellraiser, and I take crap for it. Everybody's like, dude, that thing sucks. I'm telling you, it's got a sweet different sound that nothing in topwater does. It's just that the hookup ratio, hookup ratio on it sucks. So if I could, and I've not really tried to put more work into it because the hookup ratio kind of sucks. I already put multiple split rings on it, and that did help. I feel like there's a way you could slightly change that. I don't know. I still think it's a damn cool little bait. But yeah, that's the only one that I can think of that comes to mind that they would be fun to tinker with something like that. And I don't know. Good question. Never thought about that though. Great Lakes Finesse Plastics are awesome. Mule fishing ones. Yep. Two good companies. I did just get some of the Great Lakes Finesse, the micro stuff. That's one that I want to try on the BFS. Would be fun. Ollie's also has hundreds of Z-Man. Yep. Yeah. Ollie's. Salt Crawl, Bifflebug. Yeah. Reaction Innovations. Yeah, dude, I tried to, and I used to have a guy that I talked to over there. They used to send me packs of stuff here and there. But yeah, dude, Reaction Innovations is a weird one because they fly under the radar. They don't do any marketing. Like, I never see them market stuff. I don't think they work with any like YouTube people. You know, I think they've got a couple pros. Maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, just completely stopped talking to me. You know, I asked like, hey, you know, we need to do something, work together, because I still love them. I mean, they basically cold shouldered me, and I still use their stuff because they're that damn good. But yeah, definitely a company that goes under the radar. But yeah, strange that you just don't see anything or hear anything from. I think they just don't care. They do their own thing, and they don't really give a damn how big they are. So it's all right. That's their deal. Let's see. Coogan stuff. No, I don't. I didn't even think they were even in like I didn't even think they were making lures and stuff anymore, but I thought they just released something new. I'm like, I thought they were gone. Didn't they all break up? And I don't know what the hell happened with Guggen, but no, I have no wish to work with any sort of Guggen stuff. Only thing against them, just not my deal. I would work with Berkeley and improve the Chapo colors. Really? I feel like the Chapo already has good colors. I really like the HD colors that they do with like the HD printing. I think those are cool. Yamamoto, and go back to the originals. Check Ollie's. The Hellraiser catches fishermen, not fish. Yeah, I would say catches fishermen and gets bite, but doesn't necessarily catch fish because the hookup ratio is up. I still think it's a cool one. Catches pike, yes. Dude, that was the first thing, Julie, I thought when I saw it is pike are going to absolutely hammer that. And I did have a day on a local lake where I had about 20 pike hit it and couldn't keep it. So yeah, the smaller Hellraiser is what I was using, Jim, with the multiple split rings on it. It just, the bad thing is then once you get around wooden stuff, the hooks are hanging so low. So I don't know like how they could, I don't know. I have to say Yamamoto for soft plastics. I can live with the Senko and Fluke they make. Yeah. Rotating hook hangers on more hard baits. Yeah. I think that's one thing they almost have to implement on that is some sort of swivel hook hanger deal. And I think it would help it a lot. That's one thing I'm excited for. I know it's kind of nerdy, but the Fluke hook from VMC with the integrated swivel into it already. Tanner, I've been looking into kayaks lately. How are you liking your native? What other kayak would you consider if you had to pick something else? Yeah, I need to do a review after 2 seasons of using it. Kayak fishing in general has just absolutely refueled my love for fishing. I was kind of in a tough time there back in, what was that, 2023 into 24. Completely kind of ignited my love for fishing. You can go anywhere, and it's the big thing is ease of it. And I already had my John boat, and if I didn't live where I live now, where it's a pain in the butt to get it in and out, and other stuff I had going on with it, it was just I didn't want to take it. And if something's not easy, you're going to tend to not use it, right? dude, the kayak is so easy. Throw it in the back of my truck, go. It takes me like 15 minutes to throw it in the water. And that's with everything, pedals, all that. So I've absolutely loved mine. The only things I don't like about the Native that I have, the Slayer, a live well at my feet. Supposedly that's been fixed with like the new hammer that I was seeing that just dropped at ICAST. But apparently that one's a little bit more like aerodynamic or water hydrodynamic. Apparently not going to be as stable. Stability is the biggest thing for me. I want a big, stable kayak. But I hate the live well in it. And there was something else I was going to say as I've thought about it over the fishing seasons. I don't know. The biggest thing is getting water in it. I don't like water in my kayak. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but I want a dry ride. I know they improved the pedal drive, which looks like an excellent improvement. What else? I was going to say I had one other gripe with my kayak. Those were my two big gripes. Water in it. What was the other thing? I don't know. I'm blanking now. I don't remember what it was. It'll come to me here, but yeah, so far I've liked it. But again, that's the only one I've had. I would say talk to Jeff and Paul, the aggressively average anglers. Those guys, I feel like have a new kayak every damn week they're trying. I don't know how they get the hookup, but talk to them. They've used a ton of them. Good dudes. Talk to Wendell Fishing. He's another good dude who's messed with a lot of that stuff. A bunch of people out there you can talk to. I just don't have enough time into all of them, but yeah, for me, stability is a big thing. Mine has been more than enough stable, except for the one time I was hanging off the side of it, tipped it. Yeah, looking into, so what other things would I look at? I like the kayak that my buddy Chris has, the new canoe, whatever that one is, the 12-foot one. That was one I was looking at before. Jeff has that one. If you go over to the aggressively average anglers, Jeff has the purple one. And I'm pretty upset that he got the purple one because I think those are kind of hard to get. I'd want that one. Otherwise, I don't know. I would like to try them. I know not Outdoors. What the hell is their name? I don't even know all the names of the companies. No, oh my God, I can't even think of it. What's the other pedal one? Somebody help me out here. What's the other pedal? They're supposed to have the super quiet pedals. Old Town, one of their pedal, like the 12-foot pedal ones that they have. After listening to them talk to the Old Town dude that they had on, seemed really nice. But yeah, the bigger Old Town with those pedals would be good. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's got to be stable. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have all the fancy stuff on it, but there we go. That probably didn't help you any at all. Sorry. Let's see. Best plopper. Daiwa's King. The best plopper bait is the Depths Evoke 0. Strike King knocked it off with the Clickin' Chicken or whatever the hell that thing is. Yeah, I've not thrown either of those. I did see Strike King was coming out with one. I am interested to try the Rapala, whatever they're calling theirs, with like the clicky blade on top of it. I think that one's pretty neat. Yeah, people talk smack about. Yeah, no. I'm not talking smack about him. People talk smack about Gookin, but I'd argue the Bass Mafia Dangerous is the best. Yeah, and I would argue that as much crap as people give them, they deserve just as much praise for what they did, like them or not. Half the videos they did were like stupid, challenge things and over the top crazy stuff. But that's kind of for a whole different like viewership, the fun kind of side of fishing that people like to watch. I don't care for it, but damn, I have respect for their hustle. Think about they tried to, when they were in their core group of people, they were trying to get all these different bait companies to sponsor them and nobody'd work with them, right? So like, well, screw you guys, we're going to make our own. And they laughed all the way to the bank because they were making all kinds of money, made wildly popular baits. They made some really cool baits. The Rattlin' Ned, awesome. The Trench Hog, awesome. I know there was other ones that people love. I thought those two were sick. So talk crap about them all you want. I've always had respect for them. It's just some of the stuff and videos they did were a little crazy for me, but good videos, good stuff. I mean, those guys can fish. So yeah, it's a lot of jealousy is what it is. Older dudes that were jealous of them for, being these snot-nosed kids coming out making baits and all this and that. A lot of it was jealousy. Ooh, yeah. See, this I don't know about. Guggen did some evil stuff behind the scenes. Don't support them. Yeah, I've heard of some like people not getting paid and all that stuff. And yeah, that's a whole different deal. But just from what I know on the outside, yeah, I don't know. Mad respect for their grind on all that though. Spell check is at war with me tonight. Thunderhawk's still going. No, Thunderhawk is not still going. I think they might have closing out sales of stuff. I'm not sure really what's going on. Um, yeah, but as far as like what we would or what I would see from them, no, Thunderhawk is not still going. Love your native. Yeah, I've liked mine a lot for oh, what's the other one? The see the only thing is it's the because what who's the other company that owns native? Um what the hell is their name? Bonafide. I think those are the ones, right? Bonafide and Native are like sister companies. Um, whatever the big one is of that, but I think you'd have to trailer it. I don't think you could put wheels on it and like truckload it. So I feel like it's a fine line. Like the Slayer is like right already on the edge of like it's a pretty big, it's a big kayak. So if you get much bigger and much heavier than that, trying to load that in the truck, I'm a little fatter and out of shape than I used to be. So that's kind of like the fine line of I wouldn't want to go to something so crazy like that defeats the whole purpose team of trailering the kayak for the way I fish and the way I want to do it defeats the whole purpose. I'm not saying it's not smart or if you have a different setup, sure. Super easy, super nice to do that. But for how I have it and my situation here with how I store it, I want it to be a throw it in the back of the truck, slide it in the back of the truck and go. So for me, it's a, kind of a fine line there of not getting too big and still being able to move it around. I can believe DEBO'S fully on board with the kayak after how much you were against it a few years back. Yeah, so that's the tough part is I wasn't necessarily against kayaks. It's just I already had a John boat, so it didn't seem like my John boat could already do everything that the kayak could do. Now, once we start talking about for my situation here, if I lived out in the country, I would I would for sure have like a 16-foot John boat, hands down, without a doubt, with the kayak as well. 16-foot John boat, build a little platform front and back. I'd be able to take people out. That would be a ton of fun. But for how everything is for me right here, right now, the kayak ease is unbeatable. That it has made it that easy to go out and get off the bank. So yes, I will eat some of my words on that. I know I did say, oh, kayak, whatever. I've already got to jump. Well, yeah, there's some things that are kind of hard to put into words once you try it. That's kind of the ease of it is that for me. Yeah, John B seems pretty cool. I watched there was a video, gosh, Rand Dizzle shared it with me a long time ago. It was John B and Lake Fork guy just talking gear because I always gave him crap. He was a big fan of lunkers, and I was like, like I don't know. I wasn't really the biggest fan of him. I don't have anything against him, but when they were doing all that old school like real talk, I love that. Like I could sit and talk old school gear with them. That was a pretty cool video of John B and Lake Fork guy doing that. But yeah, I don't have anything against. I've never talked to those guys. They don't know anything about me or my channel or anything. They give a shit less about me. But yeah, I definitely tip my hat to their work drive and everything they did with Guggen. Your Slayer doesn't have it. Doesn't do the live well thing too badly. Oh, but I'm fairly light and jam scuppers down. Yeah, I jam my scuppers, but I'm kind of fat. I'm what 230. So my buddy Hawk figured out, or I don't know if he heard it from somebody or whatever, but I've got rubber weather stripping that I put inside where the oh, that was the other thing I was going to say about it, which is kind of a 1-2 punch. The water in it, and 2 is the stupid hatch thing to. It's got like elastic band crap that you have to like take off and move. How that seals your pedals down, the cover hatch thing to it. Awful. That thing is awful. They fixed that with the new one too. Those were my 2 biggest gripes with it. But they fixed that apparently with the new hammer. But anyway, put rubber weather stripping there. I put two lines of rubber weather stripping in there, and it stops most of the water, almost pretty much all of it from getting in. The only time I get water in there now is, obviously if it's really windy and, waves are hitting over the front, or when I have to pick up the pedal drive to get like weeds and stuff unstuck from it that have got all around the prop, then you get water in it. But now pretty much stays dry most of the time if I don't have to bring the pedals up. So I would assume that the new one, that new hammer one or whatever, fixed a lot of that. Pick Yamamoto based on, yeah. Oh, we're still talking about what lures we pick. Probably the flimsy rudder. I don't know. I don't know what that was in talking about. Yeah, Dustin, if we're talking about coolest paint jobs on a boat, yours takes the gold medal in my book, buddy. Yeah, I know. I want a purple kayak or a black and gold one. If I could find a sick black and gold, like hawk scratched out, oh, that'd be bad. I want one. If anybody knows a black and gold kayak, Hawkeye themed kayak, let me know. FluxJet, yeah, that thing looks pretty sick. That was all the talk from the iCast deal. Yeah, I mean, I think they're making waves. No pun intended. I think they're making waves for a reason. I think it's a damn cool idea, and yeah, it's cool to see something new like that. Yeah, FluxJet. Multiple people saying I want to see that. I want the FluxJet. We need more FluxJet. Except when I hear FluxJet, it seems like one of those as seen on TV. Hey guys, today we've got FluxJet. Are you tired of water at your feet and native with a live well? Introducing the FluxJet. Order now and you'll get a free steak knife with it. Old Towns are very stable. Yeah, I think there was the 12-foot Old Town looked very intriguing when they had that guy on. Question: anybody used any Academy brand rods? I've not used any Academy stuff. We don't have any of them near me, so the Fish and Friends out there would have to help you. I've only seen Old Town natives, person, but new canoe. Debo, I can see you. That new Flux kayak with the electric turbine. Yep. Yes, that's all the talk. People want to see more of the FluxJet. Oh yeah, Brandon, also a recent kayak convert out there on the West Coast, getting to lakes down in LA easy. Yeah, dude, they're super nice to just throw and go. 2X got you caught up. Did I sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks talking? I know. I'm pretty pumped for it. I'm pretty pumped for the meetup. Hit the like button. Yeah, it's free. If you like the DEBO lives, give me a thumbs up. It helps. People on Facebook are selling their native kayaks to upgrade to the hammer. Yeah, once I was talking to, I think Jeff and Paul, when I had them on, was talking about it, and they said it's supposed to be a little bit more like streamlined, supposed to like be a little quicker and stuff, not as stable as the Slayer platform. So that right there for me was like, nope. If I go to something, it has to be just as, if not better or more stable than my Slayer. Yeah, exactly. That encompasses it all, dude. Guggen's built a dream. Good for them. Yeah, dude. If I could have done that and built a living, I'm pretty sure like those guys had enough to like, because what was the one name? I liked him when I saw him like early on, his fishing stuff. Flair. Like he was just a kid making fishing videos and they sucked. They were making YouTube videos that sucked, but they kept with it and just grew an empire, But yeah, that sums it up. Good for them. I respect what they've done. But yeah, the clickbait, crazy stuff. Like I don't give a damn about all that, but they got a whole new, age group of people, made fishing cool for them, so good for them. Old Town has the best pedal. Big event. Yeah, Bonafide. Big Adventures. Yep. We got a bunch of kayak talk, native, propel. Yeah, prefer fishing out of a kayak. Yeah, I still, it depends where I'm at. I prefer boat fishing just because I don't have the best balance. So I can fish standing up in a boat. I'm not comfortable fishing standing up in a kayak. So it's set the whole time for me. But I will say I absolutely despise fishing sitting down in a boat. Kayak, I don't care because you're right there. You're right on the water. I mean, like you're down in the water, so it's not a bad deal to me at all. Like the natives, so storage. Yeah, that right there, William. It is. It's the places you couldn't reach. Getting off the bank is. I still like bank fishing, but man, you can just go all around the lake in the kayak. Let's see. Ray's heading out. Ray, it looks like 15, 20 people just dropped. I don't know what I said, but we just lost like 20 people because I'm talking about kayaks. Yikes. They don't like the kayak talk, I guess. Let's see. Every fish is bigger than the yak. Yes. It's like the flux capacitor. Exactly. The flux jet has the flux capacitor on the back of it. All right. Well, I think, what do we got? What do we got for closing out questions, comments, rebuttals? What do you got? What do you got closing out? I want to see you sitting on the front deck of a boat. Call it the DEBO dance. Yeah, I really like those, like the lean back, like little seats that you just rest on. Those are super comfortable for like bass boat fishing. I like that a lot. Swivel seats are a big plus too. Yeah, I don't really mind that in the kayak. Mine doesn't have a swivel seat, and I don't really mind. What we got? Closing out questions, comments, anything else? Meet up next weekend if you're in the Iowa area. Come meet up. Let's go fishing. Ever thought of fishing for salmon in the fall? No, I have not. I have salmon, that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about it. It's not anything I've looked at getting into. No. Daiwa's King, want to say Debo, it's always a pleasure to hang out. Yes, I agree, my friend. It is. It's always a fun time talking fishing and hanging out. Debo, how does culprit quicker sticker worm hooks work? I don't even know what in the hell that is. Quicker sticker? Was that a paper towel? Quilted quicker picker upper? I feel like that's a paper towel brand. Why the hell that came to my mind? I don't know. Marketing, they ingrained that in my mind. Culprit quicker sticker. I don't even know what that is. Let's go look real quick before we get out of here. Culprit. What the hell? I ain't on here. I don't know what that is, man. I can't help you. Never heard of it. Culprit does have a really good tequila sunrise worm, though, now that we're looking at this. In case you're wondering. Oh, they don't have it on here? What? Well, they do have a cool tequila sunrise. Looks like they don't sell it on here anymore. I was used to throw the red shad in this and never caught crap. Dad would be throwing the Berkeley Power Bait tequila sunrise and just whooping my butt. There's the red shad. You can never catch crap on them. Anyway, yeah, they have a cool tequila sunrise. Used to. So I can't help you there. Where's Stubby? He's upstairs. He got into a thorn bush or something. He was kind of limping and yipping. So I don't know what the hell he got into, but come in late. Do you think you'll ever get in the kayak tournament scene? No, I don't have any wish to get into the kayak deal. Fishing needs to be fun for me, and like tournament fishing, just it wouldn't be fun. I can already tell with how I get into that stuff and tournament stuff. Set it a little west. Bounty, there it is, the quicker picker up. All right, well, on that note, since we're talking about paper towels, we'll get out of here. Excited to meet y'all next weekend. Again, no live next week. It'll be the week after that. We'll do a catch up and maybe we'll have a guest. But otherwise, love y'all. Thanks for watching. And until next live.